Megan Fox's ex-husband Brian Green and her fiance Machine Gun Kelly are currently feuding on social media, and it is looking bad, you guys. This is definitely not the energy that a new mom needs in her environment. Why can't people get it together to welcome new life into this world? For those not up to speed, here's a quick breakdown of what's going on between Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox, and her ex-husband Brian Green. For starters, Brian was married to Megan Fox from 2010 until 2021. Now, there's a whole controversy surrounding their age gap, as when they first got together, Brian was 30 and Megan was only 18, but more on that later. The former couple share 3 children, but shortly after their split, Megan moved on with MGK, and the two were engaged by 2022. And in November of 2024, Megan revealed that she and MGK were expecting their first child together. MGK is also the father of a 15-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. It's also important to note that Megan previously suffered a miscarriage while she was with MGK. But MGK and Megan were engaged until they ended things while Megan was pregnant, you guys. And the former couple just welcomed their first child, their baby daughter, on Thursday. But here's how all this drama between these three began. Back in December of last year, TMZ caught up with Brian Green, again Megan's ex, for an interview. During the conversation, Brian was asked about the rumors that MGK had cheated on Megan Fox. Brian didn't hold back, saying that MGK needs to grow up, especially being in his 30s. The interview quickly went viral, as you could expect, and it seems like MGK took notice of this interview because Brian just shared a message he received from MGK on social media following the announcement of the birth of their new child. But before we get into all of that, here was the TMZ interview and what Brian had to say.
Hey Brian, how you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I just wanted to know if you had any thoughts on Megan and MGK breaking up.
On what?
On Megan and MGK breaking up.
I didn't even know.
You didn't know?
No, I had no idea.
So apparently she found something on his phone that was inappropriate, and they were on vacation, he left, and a lot of people think that they should be done for good.
How old is he? Do you know? He's in his 30s,
Yeah,
isn't
he's
he?
in his 30s.
Christ.
Does he cheat on her a lot?
I have no idea.
Yeah. What do you think of...
But in your 30s, like, I don't know, grow up. Like, you know, she's pregnant.
Are you worried about her?
I just want the best for her. I want the best for the baby. I want the best for our kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. I'm heartbroken about it because I know she's been so excited and the kids are so excited for life and the change and all of that.
I mean, he's around your kid. Does it make you feel any better that he might be out of the picture?
I know. Nothing about it makes me feel any better.
By 2024, the status of Megan Fox and MGK's relationship had become unclear. When Megan appeared on the Call Her Daddy podcast in March of 2024, she was asked whether she and MGK were still together. And here's what Megan had to say.
What I've learned from being in this relationship is that it's not for public consumption. So I think as of now, I don't have a comment on like the status of the relationship per se. What I can say is that is what I refer to as being my twin soul, and there will always be a tether to him no matter what. I can't say for sure what the capacity will be, but I will always be connected to him.
Although they announced their pregnancy in the months that followed, by December of 2024, both People and TMZ reported that the couple had officially called it quits. Since then, Megan has remained radio silent, her lips completely sealed. Despite Megan Fox going through labor this week, though, it was her ex-fiance MGK alone who announced that the former couple had welcomed a baby girl. Now, since the news broke, some fans can't help but to wonder, why hasn't Megan said anything? Why hasn't she commented on the joyous news? I mean, the only post on her Instagram as of right now is literally her pregnancy announcement from November of 2024. So you would think that she would post an announcement or even an Instagram story of the birth of her daughter like celebrities typically do. Well, here's the thing. There could be a few reasons why Megan has yet to share a heartfelt statement. While her reps haven't released a statement, the complicated nature of her relationship with her ex MGK might explain why the mother of now 4 has chosen to stay quiet, at least for now. Perhaps she's afraid her daughter's birth could open up a can of worms when it comes to her relationship status with him, or maybe she's just healing recovering from labor. But on Thursday, the day MGK made his baby announcement, Brian posted a screenshot of the message he received from MGK via the DMs, where the rapper called him out for repeatedly asking about the baby's due date. And I couldn't agree with this comment more, pointing out how Brian has the right to know about the birth/arrival of the baby for the sake of his children that he shares with Megan, because at the end of the day, they are still related in some way. Megan shares children with Brian, so I don't see anything wrong with him wanting to know when his children's sibling will be here. If MGK were doing his job, he wouldn't worry. In the screenshot, MGK said to Brian, "Stop asking when our child is going to be born. You, the feds. Quit calling TMZ and focus on that apology you owe me for speaking my name in public." Referring to that TMZ interview from a couple months ago, "You chose the wrong one to F with, Mr. Child Actor. Go back to cereal commercials." And Brian ended up reposting this on his Instagram stories, and he captioned it, "I didn't know child actor was something bad. Leo, careful, he may be coming for you next." And a lot of people believe he's referring to Leonardo DiCaprio here. Now, this isn't the first time Brian has used social media to address MGK. Back in February, amid rumors that MGK and Megan's relationship was on shaky ground, Brian publicly showed his support for his ex-wife after MGK brushed off the speculation. In a now-deleted story, Brian wrote, "Bro, just be honest for once in your life. Stop caring so much about how you're perceived that you will try and drag other people." Later in an interview with People, Brian explained why he decided to speak out. "That's not something I normally do, but at the time it really got under my skin to read his take on the situation. So I spoke my mind, but since then I've come to terms with the fact that I won't do that anymore. I'm going to keep quiet and just step back." The people online don't really seem to be siding with MGK on this one, you guys. The whole thing with him DMing what he did to Brian, they feel he comes across as immature and that he hasn't shown the maturity to acknowledge that Megan also has 3 kids with her ex, whether he likes it or not. And as a parent, they argue you would put things aside and care about the relationship your child has with their siblings, even if you're no longer with your ex. Hear me out, I think Megan was too young for Brian. Brian is the partner she probably needs at her age now. She's reliving her stolen youth with MGK and it's not working. He's too childish. I've never liked MGK. He has dark energy. I mean, no matter what Brian is, he has 3 kids with Megan. The boys wanted an update about their sister. MGK needs to have some respect for the father of Megan's 3 other children instead of acting like a child himself. Brian always stands up for her. Her kids wanted to know when their sister arrives while their mom was in a hospital, and MGK decided not to give them any update. But then you had some people questioning why Brian couldn't just directly message Megan himself and ask about the arrival of the baby as opposed to reaching out to MGK, since clearly they seem to have some bad blood. At least it's evident on MGK's side given his Instagram post, but we don't know for certain whether or not Brian also tried reaching out to Megan. Sorry, but that's Megan's job, not MGK's. She have to contact her other 3 kids. Who says he wasn't? Exactly, message Megan. I mean, she was in labor and he had their 3 kids worried about their mom. There were also some people criticizing Brian because they think he took advantage of Megan Fox when she was young. Wasn't she 18 and he was 30 when they first got together? Always thought he was a creep for that. For those who don't know, some critics argue that Megan being so young at the time might have been influenced by the power and status that came with Brian's fame, especially since he was already well known for his role in Beverly Hills 90210, and others just felt that Brian being in his 30s, was taking advantage of someone much younger, someone freshly 18 and less experienced in relationships, which I also get that side. But let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments down below. What do you think about what MGK had to DM Brian and his whole approach? Also, do you think Megan is going to make a statement on her end regarding her baby announcement? Because we've seen MGK post it, but a lot of people are curious as to why Megan still hasn't. But let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.